Hello everyone, welcome to the Smashi Sports Show. Today is 9th of December, Monday. What an action-packed weekend we had at Abu Dhabi GP. How are you, Aziz?
A lot of things is happening. How are you guys?
I'm good. How
Welcome
are
to the
you,
Smashi
Aziz? How was
Sports
your
Show.
weekend, first of all? Did you go to Abu Dhabi GP? You didn't?
I wanted to, but unfortunately I didn't go. But I watched the races,
Oh, yeah.
and again, what a race and what a highlights. Well, this time a lot of things happened, and Max Verstappen is not the winner. He's not even on the podium. We have Lando Norris,
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz Jr., and Leclerc. So we have McLaren, Ferrari. Ferrari second and Ferrari third for the podium. This is good to see. Still, Verstappen is still first with a lot of points, but
Yeah.
it's good to see other drivers taking the podium and fighting for it.
Yeah. And especially at last race, finishing the season on a high. He's second in the rankings, Lando Norris. So I
He's
guess
second in the
good for
ranking,
the
but
next season. That at least he'll come back with confidence. I think Max Verstappen didn't care.
he's
Right?
an amazing driver.
Yeah, I guess he didn't care. That is why he didn't win. Like maybe it's that I have already won. I'll just drive safe, finish the race, and be safe. But yeah, a lot is happening in the Middle East, in Abu Dhabi, in sports specifically because Smashy Sports Show. But yeah, we saw Brad Pitt shooting for his movie on the sides of the Abu Dhabi GP. There was a whole star-studded lineup. Everyone was there trying to get a piece of the action. Our team was there. They enjoyed a lot.
Eminem was
Yeah,
there.
Love in Abu Dhabi team. They loved it. I was having a chat with the person from there, Lena. She's like, great show, great race. But the season has finally ended. And the next season is going to be quite interesting. But the next to next season, the 2026 season, is going to be more interesting because we always talk about Middle East in this show. We try to highlight Middle East's role, and F1 has a very big stake from a lot of places. Qatar Investment Authority recently bought a stake in the 2026 Audi team, which is coming. So they bought a minority stake. That's happening. PIF backs teams.
Hamilton and
Qatar
Ferrari.
has a Grand Prix. Bahrain has a Grand Prix. Bahrain was the first one to ever have a Grand Prix. Bahrain's Muntalakat, the sovereign wealth fund, they have a stake in a team. It's so much money, bro, that goes into F1 from this region.
True.
So they think it is money making, I guess. That is why they're investing, I guess, right? Would you invest in F1? Do you think it's like
I
it's
mean,
the
I love the
popularity
sports.
is
I mean, I wasn't interested in the sports
yeah,
years ago, but when I got into it, it's such a difficult sport as a driver and as a construction team. Also, I didn't know about the details, but
yeah,
the whole thing is beautiful to see, and
and
it's such a difficult sport, isn't it, for the drivers? I mean, to go from 0 to 300 kilometers in a second
yeah.
or 2 seconds, boom, yeah,
Apart
it's just
from
heavy.
the, I guess, the technical part of it, where the drivers go through so much, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes in organizing a race. So, like 1 or 2 hours of 3 hours or 4 hours of racing. Apart from that, the setup, the circuits, the planning, who is going to be the first. Every team has two drivers, so the planning that goes behind it, that who will be the first driver,
Yeah,
who
sometimes
will
one
be the
driver is
second.
covering for the second
Yeah.
one. Sometimes they want them both to win. It depends
Yeah.
on the construction team also, because
Yeah.
they tell them what to do, when to take the pit, when to go for a break, when to push, when to
Yeah.
get. So
And I find this really interesting that the one person out of the two teams, the team tells who they should let win because who has the higher probability of winning the championship
you
or
know,
at least finishing
I've been watching a
high.
lot of funny videos, and you can actually listen to the communication in the team, like
Yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah.
road, and they sometimes they get into
Yeah.
like small fights. You know, just no, I'm not gonna let him go. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let him
And I'm
go.
talking about this because I'm recently watching, I was just telling Aziz that I'm watching Senna. It's a limited series that just came out on Netflix. I don't
Amazing
know, just
series.
came out because I just started watching it over the weekend. Like on Friday, I started watching it. I just came across this. I love sports documentaries, sports drama series, all these. So, Senna, the series is actually about Ayrton Senna, the Brazilian driver. He was a legend, died in a car crash. Him
Unfortunately,
loving
rest in
to
peace.
win, the mentality. And you remember we were talking about Ronaldo having the same
It's
mentality.
the same
So
mentality.
it
I think we
goes,
have Verstappen now who looks like
yeah.
him. Yeah.
No, I think you remember we had a very long discussion on F1 like 1 month ago that it's now more the cars.
Yeah.
Previously, it was more the driver.
The
Like these
drivers.
Niki Lauda, James Hunt, this Senna guy, Ayrton Senna. I have always heard about him. I read his story in pieces and bits, but this series shows the real side of him that he's like, I win, I win. Anything else, I don't accept. So that kind
I'm
of
just here for
mentality,
winning.
yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of and he I'm like on the fifth or sixth episode, and he actually brought in a lot of rules changes. He actually was one of the reasons that F1 changed a lot of rules, because he was so fierce in trying to win
So, yeah.
that he would break rules, that I just want to finish the race, come first. So he sometimes broke rules, and the FIA, the institution which manages the record,
100%. I think now the
yeah,
constructors have a lot of influence on the car, like the difference between
yeah,
the engine power and everything. And that's why when I got into F1, I loved watching F2 because
oh
in
yeah,
F2 everyone has the same car.
yeah.
Like
The power
it's
is the
all about
same,
driving
yeah.
skills, you know.
Yeah.
Just if you want to show off, you show off your driving skills. It's not that.
And
Now,
you go to F3, I've very like rarely seen F3 races, the whole races. Again, back in like 6, 7 years ago, but I was like, let's just see what happens there. Because you have this curiosity, like in leagues even, you have this curiosity, was it happening in second
happening
league?
in the other leagues? Yeah, yeah.
Just let's see, maybe you find a star player in football like that. So I saw F3 races, and they're more rugged. There's more fight. There's a dog fight literally happening.
honest,
The way
yeah,
you see
true,
in
true, absolutely.
movies, there's a dog fight happening. So they're more entertaining, to be honest. But when it comes to Formula One, the gaps, the not trying to push someone aside,
Yeah.
it goes out because there's so many rules that you have to take care of. So
the
yeah,
cars are
Formula.
way the speed is there, like it's way
Yeah.
more faster. But in F2 and F3, you can see the skills of the
Yeah.
drivers. So
So yeah, if you're a sports fan of documentaries or movie series or like docudrama
Yeah, just
series,
check it
whatever
out,
related
check
to
out-
sports,
check out the
do
Senna.
check out Senna. There's the very famous movie Ford versus Ferrari as well.
Ford
That you can
versus
check out.
Ferrari also is very
Yeah,
interesting.
has
Yes.
a star cast again. Christian Bale, the Batman. I always remember him as Batman. His 3 movies with Christopher Nolan, the Batman series. The Dark Knight series, great.
Next
but yeah,
year we
he-
have Hamilton with Ferrari. Ferrari is doing a lot of things next
Yeah,
year, so hopefully
and
they got the win.
so
I want
Ferrari,
them to win. Honestly, I want Ferrari to get
yeah. The whole plan is they've gotten Adam Newey
The
from
engineer.
Red Bull, who is the main constructor behind the
Genius.
car.
He's a genius.
They've
Yeah.
given him so much money and brought him to Ferrari. They're trying to get Max Verstappen, but Verstappen obviously has a contract going on. He's winning. I don't know next
I don't
season
think
what
Red
will
Bull
happen.
would let Verstappen go for now. I don't
It'll
think
be
Red
so
Bull-
funny at the guy Newey coming out of Red Bull and just taking a plug out and be like, yeah, the same car, and taking that plug, putting it in Ferrari and be like, oh, now Ferrari is winning. So yeah, see, again, I think with Hamilton, even when I remember him renewing the contract with
Mercedes, yeah.
but then he stopped winning. And that is why I guess now this move is coming.
That's when
He's finishing
Verstappen
fifth
came
and sixth.
in.
Yeah, and that's when Verstappen came, and before that was Nico Rosberg we were talking about. Funny story about Nico Rosberg. I just saw some story. He started investing in Middle Eastern startups. The other day I was just going through some stuff and I saw his name. I was like, Nico Rosberg.
What's
F1
he doing?
driver, world champion, retired after that. Oh, he's investing. So he's investing in a lot of startups. He majorly invests in US and Europe startups, but now he started investing in Middle Eastern startups.
That's a smart move.
Shows that the region is growing, not only in sports, actually in sports as well, but in business and everything. So yeah, if we can talk about F1 for like 5 hours, but the final say is that the season has ended. Verstappen won, but the star engineer is moving to Ferrari. Hamilton is moving to Ferrari. The team boss, I remember if correctly, the team boss of Ferrari, the guy, he has said that we have the doors open for Max Verstappen. So let's see if he moves,
We'll see.
not the next season, but the next. And then in 2026, we have new teams coming up, Qatar Investment Authority backing a team, most probably PIF, Abu Dhabi, someone will also make a move for the newer teams. So when the newer
I hope a
teams
lot of
come-
things change also for McLaren. I'm a big fan
Yeah,
of McLaren.
McLaren.
And Lando
McLaren
Norris
are
is
backed
such
by-
an amazing driver.
PIF, I guess, the
They have
last thing
now
I remember.
Norris and Piastri.
Oh, the drivers are great. Piastri, I told you, the guy literally bought his spot in the team. I remember the Russian invasion of Ukraine was happening, and this guy bought his place into the team, and there was a lot of criticism about him that, oh, why do you allow someone? But he's like, I have a billionaire father. I can. You don't. You
What do
can't.
you want me to do?
He has a Trump mentality. No, I have the money. I can do anything. So he came in, but he's a
Yep.
good driver. That's the good thing. He's finished fourth on the standings in Abu Dhabi GP and overall in the fifth standing. So that shows that. And the funny thing is, he came from F2 and F3. He just didn't come out of air. He came from
That
somewhere.
shows how skilled
So
he
coming
is.
from the ranks is always good. There's this just one deal which has also happened before we move on. Sorry, we have to move on to Salah. Salah is the star player, but sorry, Abu
It's
Dhabi
good. We
GP
didn't
happened.
start with Salah this time, so
Yeah,
but
we
but
just wanted
Salah
to
is
start with
present.
something
He's
else.
here. He's here.
Yeah. So Formula One and basically LVMH, which is a whole big style house. Let me open the story that we did for them. So Formula One has the 75th anniversary next year. 75 years of
75
racing.
years, yeah.
So Formula One and LVMH, they have announced a 10-year global partnership and it will kick off the 2025 season in Bahrain. So that will happen, the 75th anniversary. So you'll most probably see more luxury coming into F1. The VL brand, the Jaguar, the watch brand, Moet, Hennessy, all of them come under LVMH, they'll be involved. But the special thing about this
That's a
thing
good thing
that we
for
did
the
was,
Formula One industry.
yeah,
I
I'll
like
just
this.
send it to Aziz quickly on click so he can also see it, what I'm talking about. But this piece that we did on Smashi Business, sorry, we didn't, we collaborated with sports, so you can see it on Smashi Sports as well. I'll share it in the stories
You
on
pay for
Smashi
it.
Sports.
I heard it. You
Yeah.
pay for it.
So Bahrain was, there's a lot of detail about the Middle Eastern stake in F1. Bahrain was the first Middle Eastern country to host a Grand Prix, 2004, quite a while back. Nice. Continues to play a major role, and their sovereign wealth fund, Mumtalakat, holds a controlling stake in McLaren.
In McLaren.
That's nice. So they have a controlling stake. That's great. Saudi Arabia
Everyone is
has,
moving to the Middle East, and it's
yeah,
amazing.
Saudi
to see.
Arabia is trying to build a new racetrack in Qiddiya. There's a entertainment city where they have
Let me
games
guess,
for
it's the biggest thing ever.
yeah, they'll try to make
Again.
it the biggest or the most
Again,
dangerous.
Saudi.
They'll try to do something different. So Saudi government, again, through Aramco, they have a global partnership with F1 worth 378 million over 10 years. So that money move in F1. I'll tell you
Such a
why I'm saying all this. I'll quote the limited series Senna in the end. Then additionally, Aramco is a title sponsor for Aston Martin team. They have a significant stake in the Aston Martin team through PIF, Public Investment Fund. So they have a lot of money invested in F1. PIF, yeah, the PIF is also backing Aston Martin. Apart
Yeah,
from
the
that,
engineer
Abu
is
Dhabi
going-
hosts the season-ending Grand Prix. Yeah, the UAE is also investing. They have a Ferrari World. Have you been there?
Yes, I've been in Ferrari World, and
I
I've
didn't
tried.
go. I don't know. I don't like roller coasters. I've heard the roller coaster is great, but I'm like, no, I don't want to
I've
die on a
tried
roller coaster.
every activity in the Formula
but
One.
like,
I
it's
loved it.
Is it like a one-time trip, or would you go again?
I would go again, again and
nice.
again and again.
Ah, nice.
And
So
when
if
I
you
went to
love
Formula
cars,
One,
yeah.
I wasn't that interested in Formula One,
Yeah.
but now that I'm so into it, I would go
Yeah.
again for sure, 100%.
And talking about the business was because in the Senna series, if you watch it, you'll find one dialogue from a presenter, a very good friend of Ayrton Senna, throughout his career when he's growing and coming from go-karting to eventually F3 and all that. He says, and then there's this first team that Ayrton Senna finally signed with to come into F1. They were the last in the standings,
Okay.
but they signed him. So these two guys say that F1 is business through and through. Only the last 2 or 3 hours of the racing is not business. Everything else about F1 is
Is
business.
business.
So yeah, go watch.
can
it.
relate.
I was just building up to.
Let them
this
see the
quote.
series. You're
Yeah.
spoiling everything.
No. I'm just telling you the main quotes. I still haven't spoiled it. Trust me. You'll see it and you'll love it. The energy that
Okay,
the series has. Moving on to Aziz's favorite player.
my favorite player, Mo Salah.
Yeah.
He just agreed to a new deal to stay with Liverpool.
Yeah.
2-year contract, as we said.
Yeah.
He wanted 1 year. They gave it 2.
Yeah.
We don't know yet how much worth is the contract, but he's staying there for 2 more years.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been seeing a lot of comments saying that he's 31.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be giving him a contract like he would be 33, 32,
Yeah.
and his level would be decreasing. But I don't think that's. I don't think that has influence on it. I mean, it's
So Mirror reported this that they have signed a 2-year contract, and funnily and interestingly, Mirror says that the fight between them was not on money, and I found that interesting. That fight is not on money.
On what,
Because
man?
they're like, Salah still earns the most by any player in the team, 400,000.
Okay.
Let me check if it's pound or they've converted into dollars. It's mirrored, so it should
Ever
be. Yeah.
currency, it's much
So
too
it's
much.
400,000 pounds a week. He's already the highest paid player in the Liverpool team. So they say, apparently it's their analysis, that the fight was not over the money, it was over the years of contract. So it's like, okay.
So that shows Mo Salah
yeah.
wanted to stay more.
Yeah, so they said that apparently he wanted to stay for 3 or maybe 4 years. He wanted a longer contract, obviously, longer contract, more money. So, but they were like, no, we will just give you a 1 year contract. So, this was the fight. The time was the fight, not the money. And everyone thought it was money. So, apparently, the Mirror thinks it was about the time. And then they also go on to quote that Liverpool is trying to get rid of the 30-plus-year-olds. That is why.
I mean, that's true. If I was Liverpool with the
Yeah.
Liverpool management team, I wouldn't give a 4-year contract to a player.
Who is 30,
Yeah, more
31,
than
yeah.
30. I mean, you don't you know what's gonna happen after 3 years, 2 years. Yes, you can
Even when
guarantee
I
for 1
play
year.
FIFA in manager mode,
Yeah.
as soon as the player turns 28, I let him go. I get a warning from the club, why are you letting him go for free? I'm like, bro, stops running.
For free?
Yeah, I'm like, he stopped running. I don't want to renew his contract. He doesn't want to get a lower salary because he's a big name. Because I played with Tottenham, I played with then I started playing. I wanted to play with a smaller team first, startup. So because I got the contract from them in FIFA, Liverpool wasn't offering a contract.
I mean, even if Liverpool
Yeah.
gives him 1 or 2 years, after that he can still have a lot of opportunities playing in other leagues, like maybe
Yeah.
MLS, maybe.
Now with MLS growing because of Messi and obviously
I mean,
Saudi
he
Pro
still have,
League
like, a
growing
lot of
because of
years
stars.
playing there. I mean, maybe 2 to 3, 4 years.
And
so.
Ronaldo is what, nearly 40. He's still playing. And Salah is
We
fit.
can't compare any player to Ronaldo
Yeah.
for now. Yeah, he can
But
play
still-
until. I mean, he will break the record for
With the
55,
form that
47.
Salah is in, I think when a player Salah peaked a lot of times. That's the funny part. He peaked when he came to Liverpool. Then he got lost somewhere for like 6-8 months. I remember exactly. Everyone was like, "Oh, the
Where's
goals have
Salah?
dried
Where's
up. He's
Salah?
not doing something." And then I remember they brought in some midfielder. I don't exactly remember his name, but as soon as they brought a midfielder in, he gave more support to Salah, and Salah started
Salah
flourishing.
started peaking
Because,
again,
I mean,
yeah.
team sports, right? So Salah became Salah. He peaked again. Then they won the Champions League in COVID and all that stuff. Mane left. And then Salah was like, okay,
What am I
all
gonna
the
do?
pressure is
What am I
on
gonna
me.
do?
Yeah, and then Salah was again down because he was trying to accommodate his place, Mane's place. But then they got David Luiz, not David Luiz, Luis something. I can't remember the full name.
And he bounced back.
Yeah, and then he came back again. So it's been a lot of peaks
Ups
from
and downs,
Salah.
yeah, ups and
It's
downs.
not even ups and downs. He wasn't getting the support. That is why his performance would deteriorate. As soon as he got support, like a proper support system from the wings and from the back, he peaked again. So that means
That's why I
Salah,
always say, like,
Yeah.
players, stars, they always add big value to
Yeah.
the team, but you need to give them to provide additional support with
Yeah.
with the other team players. That's what make him
Yeah.
superstar.
So yeah, talking about Salah, the Mirror report has a lot of other things that it says. 2-year contract. Fenway Sports Group is basically the owner of Liverpool. They're trying to stop him. He's 32-year-old now, so if they give him a 2-year contract, he'll be 34. But the good thing is, if they're signing him right now for 2 years, he'll at least peak for the next season because he's doing great. He just broke the record we talked about on
And then,
Friday.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
maybe on the second year they will bring up a second player with him, and he
Yeah.
would be the second option.
Yeah, they can
maybe.
always do that. Bring him,
all about
let him
managing the
play
team,
in his
yeah.
place, put him with them, say just shadow him. So he shadows him for a year and then they can build up from that.
True.
I hope they bring Omar Marmoush, the other Egyptian.
Oh, I love
guess
Omar
the right
Marmoush.
wing in Liverpool belongs to an Egyptian now. But
Omar Marmoush and Mo Salah.
Okay,
Oh,
I've realized he also plays in midfield. He doesn't play up forward, Marmoush. He plays, I guess, in the mid. I don't know if he plays on wing. I've never seen him play. I've just heard and read
I don't
about him.
think he plays
Let me
on
see.
the
Omar
wing.
Marmoush, but Egyptian professional footballer, midfielder. Oh, he plays as a forward in the Bundesliga. Nice. So, no,
Yes.
I don't think he would be good. We need a winger. We need a proper left-footed winger to replace Salah in Liverpool. I don't think he will ever be replaced. There's no one
Mo?
like Salah. Yeah. But the Mirror
You're
report
such
had
a
a
big
very
fan of Mo. I can see it in your eyes.
I just saw that there's this whole anthem. and banners that they created.
For
The
Salah.
fans,
Yeah.
yeah, it says he fires a bow now, give Mo his dough. Like I can read it like this: he fires a bow now, give Mo his dough.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
a good one. Like, give him the money, bro. So yeah, these things are happening. The whole story is about that. You can go and watch, read it yourself. But 400,000,
that's why I
he's trying to
always say
say,
if the relationship between the players and the fans is strong,
yeah.
that would always give a like.
And I think the
a
only
big option.
reason people or the fans will support a player if he's performing. He is performing. That is why they want him. They want Liverpool to give more the dough,
Exactly,
right?
and I think it shows how loyal he is
Yeah.
because I mean any other player would go for money, would go for another contract. I mean it's
Yeah.
okay. He won a lot of things. He had a lot of big achievements with Liverpool. So,
Yeah.
but no, he wants to still be there and compete for the team that he
Go
loves.
out properly, like not being forced out at this controversy. Every player, I guess, wants a good send off if he's leaving. So, Mo Salah, we want you to have a
Mo
very,
Salah
very,
will be
very great
he'll be
send off.
here in closer last for
Yeah.
more 2 years. I
Talking
mean, LeBron
about-
James is 42 years old and he can still play for 5 more years. But I told you, LeBron James and Cristiano Ronaldo, they are on a different
Yeah.
level. There, I don't know what they. eat, I
Every
don't know what
sport has a superhuman.
they- exactly.
Every sport has a superhuman. So LeBron and Ronaldo, yes. Messi is doing great also in MLS. I was just watching highlights the other day. Again, was bored. I don't know why. I was watching MLS highlights.
Honestly, I don't think Messi practices as much as Ronaldo. You know?
Messi is more skilled.
Just give him the ball
So,
and give him.
I see the highlights for Ronaldo and Messi. Ronaldo with Al Nassr, he's more about scoring goals, going into positions, making runs. Messi, I've seen in MLS, he's come back. He's a provider now. He's like, go score, go score, go score. And if
Even
somehow,
if he subbed in like at
Yeah.
70 minutes,
Yeah.
75 minutes, he scored 1-2
Yeah.
goals easy. You know?
And the good thing is, sometimes he's like, oh, no one is covering me. I'll curl it in.
Let me do it.
Yeah.
Let me
so
show you how we do it.
That's the good part, that Messi adapted to the role of a midfielder, the thing that Iniesta and all these guys provided him.
Provided him back in
Now he's
Barcelona.
doing it for the MLS side. But Ronaldo is still the beast that he is. He's still trying to score goals. He's like, I have to reach the 1,000 mark and then I'll retire. So, yeah, talking about Ronaldo and the Saudi Pro League, which is growing astronomically, it's becoming bigger and bigger every day. Al Hilal Salim Al Dawsari has suffered an injury during
this is
teams.
such a bad news.
Yeah,
I
teams
love
3-2
this
win
player.
over Al Raed. The bad part about this is that Al Hilal is vying for the first spot. So the first spot is held by Al Ittihad. Let's move to the Saudi Pro League matches, and in that scenario, we'll tell you what actually is the problem with his injury. So a lot of matches happened over the weekend. As we told you, the biggest was Al Ittihad versus Al Nassr. So Al Ittihad won 2-1. Al Nassr lost. That's as simple as I can put it. Ronaldo scored.
said we're coming back stronger.
Yeah, Ronaldo tweeted, "We'll come back stronger," because he scored the goal. He scored the only goal for his team in the 57th minute. Al Ittihad opened in the 55th minute, and as soon as they opened, Ronaldo was like, "Bro, no." Level. So they went on and scored. 1-1 was the score. But in the 90th minute, 90 plus 1, Steve Bergwijn, he's a former Tottenham player.
He
I had
clashed
him
with
in
the
my team, so I
game.
remember.
Yeah.
He came and he scored the winner. So Ronaldo was like, a good fight. It was a good fight, to be honest. 1-1, taking till the 90th minute. It was a lucky goal, I guess. But
I don't
yeah,
think so.
that
It's
was the
lucky.
biggest match that happened in Saudi Pro League. And apart from that, quick update: the Mag and Al Fiha 2-2, Al Wahda Al Akhu 2-3. The weekend matches: 7th on Saturday, Al Khalij Al Ittifaq 1-1. Al Taun and Ahli Al Saudi 4-2. That was the most high score. No, Al
These are
Hilal
a
and
lot
Al
of
Raed
goals.
was.
A lot of goals. I love when it's
4-2,
goals.
3-2,
4-2,
2-1. The only scoreless, no, there was no scoreless goal. There was only one match which had 1-0 scoreline, Al Riyadh Al Uruba.
Yeah.
Funnily, Al Riyadh had a red card and still they won 1-0. Maybe they got it at the end. So, yeah, that's
Yeah, they
happening.
scored first and then they got the red card and let's play all defense.
No, they
No?
got 29th minute red card. So half of the match they played without one player and still Tozer scored in the 80th
I think it was
minute.
a fast break goal
Looks like
because
that.
when you have a red card, the other team would push you.
Yeah, and they come up more.
Exactly,
So you
and that's
got
how you risk it. That's how you risk it.
So maybe a counter got them a goal. What's the situation of the table?
The situation of the table still, we have Al Ittihad for 36 points,
Yeah.
Al Hilal second with 34
Right
points.
on their tail, 2 point difference.
Yeah.
But Salim Al Dawsari again coming back to him, his injury, him going out, Al
I think it's going
Hilal
to affect
playing.
the team.
Yeah.
Those, he's such
And
an
he is a
effective
star.
player.
He's the
He's the
most
star.
famous local star they have. And they have a match coming up against, let me see. You can tell the table by that.
Yeah, Al
I'll just find
Qadisiyah
the
are
match here.
third with 28 points. Al Nasser, they just lost the last game, so they're still stuck with 25 points. I don't know how they got back. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo said we're getting back, but
Yeah.
it's
It's again the winning mentality.
11
They,
points
they
difference
want to
with
win. Ronaldo wants to win, I guess.
Yeah.
Just like
Al Ahly-
there is time to build the team. There is still more time needed, I guess, for Al Nasser. Right?
I think they need to know
Find
how to
someone
use
else.
Cristiano Ronaldo effectively.
Yeah.
You know, just not just give him the ball, hey, score. No, it's
Yeah.
not that way. I mean, you just have to find the missing pieces
Yeah.
around him and how he can improve the playing. Al
So-
Ahly, Al Shabab, fifth and sixth with 23 points. Al Riyadh 21 points. Al Khalij 19 points. Al Ta'awan 18 points. Dama and Al Ittifaq 10th and 11 and 15 points. And then we have Al Raed, Al Uruba, Al Akhtoud, Al Khulud with 14, 13, 12 and 10 points. And we have last 16, 17th, 18th spot for Al Wahda, Al Fayha and Al Fatah with
okay.
9, 8 and 6 points.
The goals, all three top scorers, foreign players.
Again, we have the unmatched
So funny, all three are top foreign players.
Alexander Mitrovic
Yeah.
with 12 goals.
He didn't score in the last match.
Yeah, he didn't score. He didn't
Only
score,
12. But Ronaldo is catching up. Benzema is catching up. His team
but
is winning also.
When he doesn't score, I think next game he's going to score more
Yeah,
than
yeah,
one
yeah,
goal.
he'll score a hat trick.
Yeah.
He scored a hat trick in a very crunch game, I remember. I was watching the documentary and I don't remember the exact opposition team.
Wait,
but
is
he
he the
scored,
one
he's
who,
already
scores,
has
who
a-
takes the penalties?
Yeah, he scores the penalties as well.
Okay.
So yeah, he has a hat trick to his name. But Ronaldo has a hat trick, so that's good. And so, top
Yep.
three scorers, all foreign
Mitrovic.
players. The local players need to step up. They need to finally start making the moves because if you're relying so much on foreign players, I think you need to put your guys up in front as well.
At least
make
assists.
them score more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have
But-
Moussa Diaby with 10 assists, Sadio Mane with 5 assists,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Amir Sayoud with 4 assists.
See, Mane is still here. Mane is still scoring.
You don't
Liverpool
see
shouldn't have let him.
but he's still here.
Yeah, no, Mane is a very good addition. I loved Mane, the physicality, the skill. Trust me, if I've seen anyone which I felt could match Ronaldo, it was Mane. I don't know why. He carries the whole national team on his back. So he's one of the players that surprised me a lot throughout the years I watched football. He should have gone on to win a Ballon d'Or. The only problem was he got overshadowed by Salah a lot of times.
That
Not
happens,
because he wasn't a great player. Salah scored more than him. And you see the assists, he's always the provider for Salah. Sometimes he is like the sole provider for Salah for 2-3 goals in
For
a
a
match.
lot of goals,
Because
actually,
he
yeah.
was very selfless in this. And then Firmino also in the front. They were so
Firmino,
selfless.
oh,
I
I love
loved them both. Because to be honest, Salah, like Messi, deserves
Iniesta.
whatever he has become. He started with Ronaldinho. He had support from Ronaldinho.
Yeah, and then
Mentored
he
him,
had
made him the player.
Xavi and Iniesta.
Then Xavi, Iniesta,
Iniesta, yeah.
everyone was supporting him. So
Yeah.
he owes it to them. Salah owes it to Mane and Firmino. Trust me, I
Honestly,
always say this.
I totally agree.
Yeah, and also Klopp. I hate the new manager, not because he's not a good manager, or he doesn't look good, or he's not doing something good.
No, he's
the
not
only
taking
thing,
coaches and managers.
whenever something happens in a Liverpool match, I have this habit of, oh, what will Klopp be doing? Because he was such a energy ball. So yeah,
I mean, every manager has his own
yeah.
coaching
Like,
strategy and own
The
coaching
only
stuff.
two managers in my life which I was excited to see apart from the match, Mourinho. I wanted to see
Mourinho.
what he would do. Sometimes
He's
the
such a
greatest
big
of
fan
goal
of
happens,
Mourinho.
he'll be like sitting there, no emotions. And sometimes they'll get a very cheap goal out of nowhere and he'll go crazy ballistic.
about it,
Yeah?
yeah,
And
true.
sometimes he'll be like, oh, I remember the Ronaldo when he was in Real Madrid. Ronaldo scored a bicycle kick and he was like, so yeah, his celebrations are very statements in itself. So yeah,
True.
that's
It was back in the day.
That was back in the day. Now football has changed, and hopefully it will change in the Middle East region as well.
Yep.
Just
It's
signing
changing
off
everywhere.
and telling you what is happening on Smashy TV app, which is very important for Smashy TV tomorrow on 10th. Oh, I sorry, accidentally pressed back. But on 10th of December, we have a lot of matches that are going live on the Smashy TV app. You can download it on Android phone, iPhone, TVs, laptops, wherever you want to
All
see it.
devices, platforms.
Just write smashy.tv and you'll get the app, the website. UAE handball matches are happening. Al Wasl versus Shabab Al Ali Dubai is happening. Diba Al Hassan versus Al Wada. Maliha Club versus Sharjah Club. These
It's
are the
handball, basketball, right?
Yes, and then two basketball matches happening tomorrow at 7 p.m. live on Smashy TV app. One is Shabab Al Ahli versus Al Wasl, big match, and then there's Sharjah versus Al Dafra. Sharjah, one of the big teams, they are playing, so that's a big match. Two basketball matches happening tomorrow, 10th of December, 7 p.m. live on Smashy TV.
Yeah.
Apart from that, there's two matches, volleyball matches on Friday. We'll talk about them on Friday.
On Friday.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to add that Shabab Al Ahli has two young players in basketball, and I love when I see local
Yeah.
players getting into
Oh,
the
Aziz
game.
is a
and,
proper
maybe.
basketball
Let me
guy.
say something about
Yeah.
basketball. Yeah, Isa and Omar are changing the game now in the
Yeah.
UAE Men's League, and I love it. I love when I see them competing and playing in this at such a high level with big superstars as DeMarco and Mamadou, and that shows how involved the UAE players, and I love to see them, and hopefully we'll see them growing up and playing with the national team. Again, we have the national team playing for the FIBA Cup, the Asia FIBA Cup, for the last window, and if they get through it, they will qualify to the World Cup,
Nice.
and hopefully we're gonna
Hopefully
see
they
that.
do.
Yeah.
Smashi Sports is the proud sponsor of the UAE national basketball
Yep.
team. Thank you very much for joining us today. We had a very long discussion on F1 and a lot of stuff.
I think we took a lot of time talking about F1, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But it was a
I mean, it's
spectacle,
the
so we
end of the
had to
season.
talk
We
about
had
it.
to, sorry guys.
But yeah, if you want to see anything, just find Smashy Sports on all social media channels that you can find. We're there. We have a series going on, which is Meet the Players. You can meet the players. They're doing really good. People actually want to learn about the talent in the region. Apart from that, go to Smashy TV app, watch all the volleyball, handball, basketball matches
All
that you
kind
can
of
find.
sports, we have
Everything is
games.
there on the Smashy TV app, and the website is there as well if you want a bigger screen. So yeah, enjoy that. Have a good day. As
Have a
Aziz
good
said,
day,
have
have a
a
good week.
15 to 30-minute walk every
15
day.
Yes, and in 2025 we'll be having 20 minutes.
Yeah, so he's going to increase your time.
It's basically every month I add 5 minutes. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Aziz, for joining us
Thank
today.
you, Majid.
Thank you
Thank you for
very
having me.
much,
See you on
Majid, for joining us
Friday.
today. See you on Friday,
See you on
hopefully.
Friday, guys. Thank you.
This is the Smashy Sports Show, part of the Smashy production, part of the larger Augustus Media Network, which has 1.34 million listeners. If you're one of them, thank you very much for listening to us. Take care. Have a great day.
Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.